everyone, welcome to the new video. So today we will see a CI pipeline for a Python based application. So yeah, let's go. So we have this Python application, a sample Python application. So I'll show you what application it is. Simple calculator. So it is doing few mathematical operations. So this is like you can see addition, subtraction, and we have to build the artifact for this application. So this is main application code. Then this is a test operation where we have to run the test like unit test. So we have to use this uh, 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 what you say file to run the unit test on this application. Then we have requirements.txt. So in Python application, requirements.txt is an important file because here we have to mention whatever dependencies are required to run the application. So in requirements.txt, we have to mention all those dependencies and that we need to install before running build or doing anything. Even whenever we create Docker image, we have to install the dependencies. So in the same way, when we are building the artifact, that wheel dot whl or dot tar dot gz, we have to install the dependencies. So we can even mention specific version, like if you want only the specific version of pytest, you can mention like this, so it will only install the dependency of this specific version. If you want version greater than this, you can mention like this and it will install the dependencies of specific version only. So this is a very important file that is required for a Python application. Then comes what is setup.py. So setup.py, it this file is only required if the setup tool is the setup tools that we are using is lesser than 61.0 version, I guess. But if you are using setup tools greater than this version, you don't require setup.py file. Instead of that, I think pyproject.toml, those kind of files are required. So what are these files? This setup.py is basically our starting point. So whenever we are to build the application, uh, this script will contain that how our artifact should be named, what will be the version, what all packages it needs to find out, what will be metadata. So basically, what is this find package? It's a helper function. In this, using this helper function, we don't need to list down manually whatever dependencies are required for this application. It will itself list down the dependencies and install it. So this is a important build file that is required, setup.py. So I hope every folder is clear. Now we are going to create the ci.yaml file. So just we have to go to .github/workflows, and there inside the workflows we are creating ci.yaml. So in this ci.yaml, first of all, we have giving the name of our YAML. Then what is the event that should be triggering this workflow, that we have to mention. After that, our image, a runner. Then what is the strategy matrix Python version? This is a kind of a loop that loop. If we want to include a loop in our workflow, we need to use this matrix. So basically, what it will pick, if we have to use 3.8, so matrix.python version, if we mention, so itself it will pick if there are supposed to, if I mention 3.8 and if I mention 3.1 also in this, something like this. So it will set up both the Python version. Okay, it will set up both the Python version one by one. Okay, and once it will set up the Python version, so use one version for packaging. We don't need multiple version, but just for your knowledge purpose, that if you want to use a loop somewhere, then you need to use matrix, and then you need to call it with matrix dot python version. Okay, so just for, we don't need multiple versions python version, but just for your knowledge I have included this. So again, first step is the checkout step, where checkout, we are doing the checkout of the code. Then we are setting up on runner our Python version 3.8. Once after setting, we are installing the dependencies. So for installing the dependencies, we need to have pip installed. That's why first we are installing pip. If pip is already there, then we are upgrading pip. After the pip is installed, we are installing all the dependencies which are mentioned in our requirements.txt. So this fulfills our install dependency stage. After the install dependency stage, we are doing lint with flake-it. So what is lint with flake-it? Flake-it is a Python linter. What linter means, that it will check the code, styling, any bad pattern, any indentation error, any syntax error. Like if there is any issue with the syntax or with the styling, it will check that. So that's why using this flake-it. So pip install flake-it and then running flake-it on the current part, on the current modules. Okay, then we are running pytest. Pytest is basically for running the unit test on our application. We have already have a file for it, so it will just run using those files, the current modules. It will try to run pytest on it. After the pytest is done, everything, then we are building the distribution package. So first of all, we are installing python -m pip install build. After installing build, we are executing build, and whatever output comes from build, that output goes into distribution folder. So this is a distribution folder. Once this everything is created, we have to upload it with name calculator package, and path will be to copy the folders. Path is distribution, because here everything got created. So if we just edit this, and if we run our, just to run our, we can also have workflow dispatch, which will give us the manual run workflow option. That here only, if we select our workflow, and then we'll see a run workflow option. That is a manual trigger also. We can also do that, include that. If we don't want this events trigger, then we can also include that. So what it has done till now, it has set up, installed a link, run test and everything. It has uploaded the artifact. If I go to summary, if I see artifact, so I can see that there is a artifact with calculator package. So our CI pipeline is created, but we can nowadays see in organizations, artifacts are not that much used, but Docker are used for the deployment, Docker images. So we need to create Docker image, then run scans on Docker image, then use those for deployment. So we'll try to include all those steps again in upcoming videos. But this GitHub workflow, see, I ran into so many errors, but the console is so good that you can easily, list out what is the error and everything is very easily by just going into the console. So yeah, that makes it very helpful and very friendly for DevOps engineer. So yeah, that's all. That's all for today's video. I hope it's helpful. Please let me know your views in the comment section. Till then, take care. Bye.